Two guys, two worlds. This is the flip side. New episodes uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesday and Saturday. Now, here's your host, Jason and Noel.
Plural.
That's what I said. You.
Boom!
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna count you in. 1, 3, 2, go.
We're on?
We're on. It looks like we're on.
Excuse me.
Did you just die?
Almost dodged the bullet there.
There you go.
First thing I want to mention before anything else, yes, welcome to the. Thanks for clicking on that title or that this podcast. My name's Noel. That guy over there is Jason. He's on
Hey.
the other side of the world.
What's going on, guys?
I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that one of us is making more effort, to dress himself up on this podcast versus the other.
Okay. Well, one of us just woke up.
I literally woke up like this, and a while ago I had all these lights turned on, and I wanted to turn this one off. Forgive us, we'll figure it out one of these
We'll
days,
We'll figure this out eventually.
just for right now, I just wanted to send out my apology for, the lighting situation and whatever technical issues that we have. But
Right.
we have to congratulate ourselves. Being this is the 4th or 5th episode. Who's counting?
5, maybe
5th
5.
episode. Okay, okay.
Five.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got my notes here, and I'm on 5 also. That was number 5 with a question mark.
Right.
Yeah, so we're good. We're both on number 5. And the thing that I just wanted to mention about that is that last time it took us an hour and a half to get everything set up. now we're down to like maybe 30 minutes. So
Yes.
while we were talking off air, I wanted to tell you already that I was getting antsy. Let's start recording already because
Right.
I'm already getting itchy.
Right.
Antsy, so-
I mean, I felt the exact same thing, but I was watching the clock. That's why I didn't say anything because it looks like we were ahead of schedule.
I put
He's
on our
older.
calendar that we'd just be recording for maybe an hour.
Right.
But next time I gotta put on the calendar like 2-3 hours, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
Really
Maybe
gotta-
2 hours or so. Maybe we'll see how it goes.
I can
Eventually,
already
we're gonna have
imagine-
some kind of timeline. We
I
have
can
to have a
already-
time.
I can understand why people quit to do this because of all the technicalities. It's actually much simpler than it really looks, but when you get down to doing it, it's complicated. And then
Right.
once you get through it, I'm confident we'll be like, we were such idiots. We should have. We were making it more complicated than it is. So that's
Well-
kind of where we are now as far as 5th episode is concerned, folks.
Well, plus the fact that we're both over 40. we're literally 2 decades shy of like starting this.
That segues into my first point that I wanted to talk about today.
Right.
Our title.
Right.
That could be one of our titles. 40 and podcasting.
Oh, son of a bitch! Come on, man. Do you think it's too late to change it?
40s and 40s and podcasts. Something like that. I don't know. Too late to change. On the flip side, I think it's okay.
Oh, look at that segue. So, it seems like we actually were able to finalize our title, quote
Right.
unquote. I
Yeah.
think we both agreed on the flip side with Jay and Noel.
Yeah.
So,
I was
ladies and
thinking
gentlemen,
because I
What?
was thinking because we both use it. Okay, here's the long explanation on why we're using this title, right?
right,
Because we were naturally using it already, or I was, and then it just rolls off my tongue, and then at the same time we're both Filipinos, so obviously,
double
I
meaning.
mean, but shout out to I actually get this idea from. Have you heard of this YouTube channel called Flip Top?
No, I haven't.
This one you'll be amazed. So I don't know if you remember back when we were in high school, I was into hip hop.
Ah,
The hip hop scene here in the Philippines is blowing
that's
up.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, exactly. So I'm happy for that. And so yeah, so Flip Top, I get the name from that,
Right.
from that, from that, uh, from that show. And um, what else was I saying?
I like the double meaning to it though, you know. It's it resonates to me. Besides, like us being Filipinos and whatnot, you being there, me being here, you know, it works out.
Yeah, a lot of double meanings to it.
Yeah,
Although,
definitely, definitely.
although 40 and podcasting is still, but
I I
if we
kind
go with, if we go
I
with
like
40,
that
that
better.
in our 40s,
You're right.
yeah,
Well, I think 40 and podcasting. Boom.
yeah, or we can go with on
What do
the
you
flip
think?
side, 40 and podcasting. So there's like a subtitle to the title.
Touche. I may have to change the email address.
We can go. It's whatever. I think we're okay. We're good. We could
The
always
flip
just
side.
add a title to the title. Yeah.
So we should just stick to the flip side.
Yeah. To the flip side, 40s, in our 40s and trying to podcast.
That's too
Something like,
much. The flip
or
side in our
or at,
40s.
or at least for our intro. For our intro, like we start turning on the mic. Hello, people. Welcome to the flip side. We're about two guys in our
Yeah,
40s and trying this podcasting thing going.
there you go. So I think well, the initial title will be the flip side with Jay and Noel, and then as an intro, we can go with that.
Yeah,
That sounds
that's
good. I
right.
mean, I think it rolls off the tongue because if we add it all together at once, it seems like it's too much.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
So
the
yeah,
flip side with Jay and Noel in our 40s, yada yada yada.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Right, right. That sounds good. So I got a question. Going into what we just said, you know, being in our 40s and whatnot, I actually have it here in my bullet point. Is it, or do you feel like it's a little too late to be starting what we're doing? What we're, what we're trying to start? I mean,
L-
I literally had, man, so after,
Can you
when I'm at
can
work, I turn on my podcast and sometimes I'll listen to like random things, and there was these two guys who just sound like they're just too cool to be whatever, you know. So I'm like thinking to myself, God damn it! I'm like half their age, they're half my age,
turn off your microphone and go home,
right?
or
I don't know.
or what do retirees do? Like go to the beach and order yourself a margarita. You're done, boy.
Yeah, man, it's
No,
it's kind of sad. I don't know.
hold
I don't
that thought.
know.
Hold that thought. I like where you're going, but let me just put a ribbon on my bullet points here. On
Oh,
the flip side, you came up with the email. You set everything up. Thank you, by the way.
no problem.
Is that an Is that a public email that we're going to ask people to send into? Like they can get in touch with us?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna stick to that title for now, and then we'll use the 40s and whatever as an intro. But that title is going to resonate everything: email, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.
Have you saved it on other social media platforms and everything? So what is it? What is the email? If people want to get in touch with us?
Yeah, so it's the flip side with Jay and Noel, like all the words together, like the flip side with Jay and Noel at gmail.com.
Flip side is just one P, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
And
The
there's
flip
no
side.
Z at the end of flip or flips. There's no S in addition to the end of flip and side. It's just the flip side with J and Noel
So,
at
but there's
gmail.com.
but
The.
there's the. It's
Yeah,
not DA, the,
correct.
like
No,
the
no, no.
mall.
It's
You know,
THE.
in Boracay, there's a, there's no mall there, but so they call it the mall.
What, Boracay?
No, no, no. A little plaza area there where they have all these stalls,
Yeah.
but it's not a concrete mall like parking lot and everything. It's like a bunch of little tiny stalls, like maybe like kiosks,
Oh,
like maybe about 20, 30 kiosks there, like all around in a circle. But instead of calling it like a little plaza, they call it the mall. So it's DAMALL.
Jesus.
So that's not us. So this is the flip side with Jay and Noel.
Correct. Jay.
Okay, and then and A-N-D and then Noel Noel
Correct.
at at
At
gmail.com.
gmail.com. Man, that's so difficult.
The gmail.com part, that's the one that makes us sound like amateurs.
Right.
We gotta change that email name at the end. Anyway, we're figuring it out as we go along.
What do you
So
mean?
we're
Instead of Gmail?
yeah, that would be the day when we come up with something like Noel at theflipside.com
Correct.
or
But don't you have to buy
Jay.
the URL for that one or no?
Yeah, hint, hint, wink, wink, Jason, wink, wink.
Hey, eventually.
Once we can afford it, exactly. But that's the
Yes.
idea. But again, just to get the title right, so it's the flip side with Jay and Noel.
Correct.
Now that we're publicizing it and talking about it, I'm already having regrets because it's too long.
It's it's a bit too long. I
I
mean,
know.
what can we do? You know,
Just go with the flip side.
I can't. It's taken.
Oh.
I mean, obviously, I would have preferred that, but it's already taken.
All right. Yeah, I forgot.
And
We got to put our names in there.
yeah, a lot of places here in the East Coast, especially in like Baltimore, there's actually a restaurant called the Flip Side.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
what kind of
restaurant.
food? What kind of food? Filipino food?
No, it's I don't even know. I don't know.
And another meaning that I like about the word flip is, in real estate, when you flip a house,
You mean real estate?
yeah, real estate.
Yeah.
Did I say that wrong? Did I pronounce that
Yeah, you
correctly?
said real estate.
Oh, you pronounced it that one word?
Yeah. Oh,
Shoot,
well,
40
there's two words, but the way
real estate.
it's supposed to roll through your tongue.
See, 44, and you still learn something every day. So that's 44, 43. I think I'm 44. Last time I counted. So yeah, I think yeah. So that's the thing that I like about it. I feel like we're flipping over a leaf here.
Right.
And plus I like and the final meaning, flipping the finger. That's another thing that I like about it. So it's
Right.
like a little nod to our past and looking forward to the future.
Looking to the bright future. It's going to be a bright future.
Indulge me here, Jason. Again, I'm just trying to skirt around and avoid your topic real quick because I'm still trying to come up with a fake answer.
Yeah.
The last part of my list for bullets on this week or this show. When you say Jay and Noel, is it just Jay and Noel, or do we get the party going with our? Oh, the other thing that I wanted to add. Sorry, I get distracted with my own thoughts. So there's the flip side with Jay and Noel,
Right.
aka Jay and Noel's super secret podcast.
Oh, come on.
Because we don't.
We're in our mid 40s. Mid 40s here. Don't forget, mid 40s. I don't think it's gonna roll that easy. It's super secret podcast, and we're not gonna tell anybody.
No, that's a nod to my kid who just loves the adventures of oh no, what is it? Um, Captain Underpants, the super
Oh
secret
wow.
podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm trying to segue into like, is it just us? Is it just us like sharing our own thoughts or our own experiences and
No,
being
I mean in
daddyhood?
most cases that's how it is anyway. It's
That
all boils down to our own connection to whatever it is.
so in other words, it's a narcissistic podcast where it's just
Absolutely.
about the two of us. Yeah.
Absolutely. What else are we gonna
And
do?
and if you happen to be sitting there jogging or walking or doing the dishes, listening to us, you have the privilege to be listening to us. It's not a you're just listening in.
That's right. I mean, you should be paying to be listening to us, but you're not.
On the flip side, we
On-
should be paying people to be allowing us to be on the microphones right now.
Correct. Yeah, we should be paying you for giving us the time of day.
So it's even. It's quits.
Yeah, I guess. I
Breaks
mean,
even.
It'd be nice if it weighed over to our side a little bit more.
Maybe I was just subliminally sort of segueing into don't be surprised if ever we do have any guests on the show.
Oh,
Maybe is
maybe.
that
Wink, wink.
is that the goal or is that just like incidental?
I mean, both. Because it benefits us and them. Them
Okay.
being the listeners, you know what I mean?
Right, right. Just trying to wrap my head around like where we're trying to what we are and where
Yeah,
we're
well, first of
headed.
all, be careful. Don't slip. All right? Don't say who it
Yeah,
is.
no. Of course not. No, that's not what I mean. I'm just in terms of now that we got the title going
Right.
and we're kind of settling into it. I'm just trying to get ahead of myself. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here in terms of okay, what are we looking forward to in the future now?
Right.
As far as you know, maybe our listeners or audience are concerned, which don't really matter because we don't really care what they think. Just between just between you and me, where we headed to because they have the privilege to just be sitting here and be
Exactly.
listening in on our
It's it's
conversation.
it's literally our time just catching up between the past to find out what's been going on the past 30 years with our lives and seeing where it goes. Whoever wants to listen to it, damn, dude, listen.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page about that, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. I'm not.
absolutely.
I'm.
But
Of course, I'm joking, kidding aside about like listeners have the privilege to listen to us, but fuck that. At the same way, it's like it really is the way it is. We were just talking, catching up, and it's like you know what? It's 2023. We should be recording this.
at the at the risk of being even more narcissistic, we have spent more than enough time in both our personal lives listening to other people rant about anything that they want. Why shouldn't we? Everybody's doing it.
This is daddy time, baby. This is
That's
daddy time.
right. That is damn right. And I have the power.
So it's the best dad podcast,
That's right. Well, best dad bod.
best dad bod podcast. Except
That's right.
only
I mean,
one of us here has a. Did you used to go to? You went to the gym religiously before, right?
I used to, yeah. But
Yeah,
now
I went to the gym just to shower. So
I used to. Once upon a time there was six packs going on. There was muscles going on. But no, now it's just fat, skinny.
so
Ugh.
one last thing before we get back to your bullet.
Okay.
One last thing. I just wanted to get this one out of the way. Also, last time we were catching up on like what the things that we did after high school, college,
Yeah.
etc., etc. I forgot to mention, or I didn't emphasize that I'm so surprised that you ever actually got into theater. Not even
Why?
kidding. I'm not even kidding. It's like I'm having PTSD over that conversation.
About me getting into
You know,
theater?
no, because I remember when I met you, I was the nerd. I already had glasses before. I was the one in theater class.
Right.
And then you're the guy in the basketball court that that was pretty good at basketball. Had the Air Jordans. I remember they were black,
Yeah.
and it was because of you that I started getting into like, or not getting into, but had a little more appreciation over for sneakers. I
Really?
didn't turn into a collector, but I every time I see good sneakers, I remember my friend from high school.
Oh my god.
That was a jock that's probably going to the gym.
I was
That would probably never have gone into theater. That's what I mean. I just wanted to get that one out of the way. So I'm
okay.
interested to having it. So for now, I feel like it's my podcast and you're my guest because I'm so surprised about you and I wanted to find out more about like the stuff that you got into after that.
Well, I don't know. Not much really. I told you I went downhill after high school.
Dude, I just put a bait in front of you. Don't get into it. Let's talk about that some other time. It's not. It wasn't an invitation to talk about yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It
All
it
right.
was just me saying that I'm surprised that you got
I
into
don't know if
theater.
I should be grateful or thankful or should I humble myself or should just suck it all in, you know?
I just wanted to say it. Let me just put that out there, planting it as a seed. We can talk
Yeah.
about it again in the future. Let's go back to your bullet points. Thanks
All
for
right.
indulging me.
No problem, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. I got a little big-headed there for a second, but that's all right.
It wasn't a compliment, asshole. It was
It's just complete curiosity.
yeah. It was just me saying that I had a little PTSD off of
I
that
know.
conversation.
I was trying to flip it. Get it?
Go for it. What you got?
No. So going back to what I was trying to say, that is it really too late in our lives to be starting something like this? You know, I don't think so. It did. Listening to those young guys at Spotify earlier, I
Who?
can't remember the name of the show. That's how much I cared about it, honestly. But it made me question why now? You know what I mean? I mean, we're in our mid 40s and trying to do something that people have been doing for the last 10, 15 years. Has it only been 10, 15 years? Yeah, pretty much, right? I think so.
Less than 15 years.
Yeah, because definitely 10 years. Because I started, Mark Romero Show's been on the podcast for 10 years now, I think, if not 12. But in any case, it hasn't really been that long.
No, I
But yeah,
think the way I kind of look at podcasting, it's not really like a show, like we're putting on something.
right,
I think the way podcast, the thing that's nice about a podcast, there's no studio, we're doing everything at home. It's literally just us talking, and we just happen to have microphones.
right. Well, I mean,
It's
that's what podcasting is.
right, but your attitude towards it is like, it's not like you're putting it on a pedestal too much. That's what I'm saying. It's like when you ask that question, oh, is it too late? Is it blah, blah, blah? It's just like you're asking me if it's time to go take a shit or not. Like, doesn't matter. Just because we feel like it and we can, just do it.
Yeah, I think that's the attitude that's missing, you know? Even though I'm very excited about it, and I think I'm actually
It's like
way ahead.
when you realize that you need to take a shit, go to the toilet, or need to brush your teeth, you don't like, do I need to do it? Is it too late? Or blah, blah, blah. No, like, I gotta do it.
You just gotta
I,
go.
I gotta go. It's either my breath stinks or I need to take a dump, whatever it might be. It's motivation because you want to get something out, not because like
It's
I'm
that
gonna.
little kick that we need, yeah?
Yeah, it's because I don't know, whatever. It's frustrated in life. It's therapy for us or whatever. I mean, it's just because it's okay. Why podcast? Is it too late? No, because it's there.
Right,
And we can and we enjoy it. Maybe
right.
that's the reason why. But like if you think about it, like too late, too soon, is it the right timing? Are people gonna like us? Like we're putting it too much on a pedestal.
Right, 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 right. No, you're
It's
right.
like
You're right.
in other words, it's like we're making a big deal out of it. Too much.
Right. And
But
you
like
don't need to make a big deal out of it.
when we thought about doing this, it's like we're not even going to talk about it with our relatives, not even our mom or dad, or not even our parents, maybe just our better halves, but not even our relatives. And so I mean, that's the thing. Because if I put it too much on a pedestal, yeah, I'll be self-conscious, losing my hair, not successful enough, nothing to share, blah blah blah. It's like no, fuck that. I just want to call my friend Jason, catch up with him, see how he's doing,
Right.
and we just happen to be recording at the same time, and then maybe tinkering around with all these electronics at the same time. But
No, we can't even figure out for the life of us. That's
as
horrible.
far as far as is it too late, is it too soon, it's like yeah, maybe whatever, but then when would you do it? Like do the podcast when we're busy, like in the basketball court, or it's like it is what it is.
Right, right, right. No,
and even if
I.
and even if it's too late, what are we gonna say? No, we're not gonna do it anymore. Hey, you
Right.
got your background changed.
Yep. That's on Zoom.
Okay. I wonder
I
if
mean,
that's going. Okay, so anyway, that's my attitude about it, and I can easily tip over to the other side because I really do get self-conscious about it also.
right.
But my gung ho attitude about it now is like, who cares? I mean, there's probably like 2 people listening that are probably stoned, drunk right now, if at all ever.
First
But
of all, don't knock our listeners. There's only 2, which is probably you and me.
But that's the thing also. Are we up for it for listeners? Are we trying to monetize and make money off of it right away? Or are we just trying to get shit off of our chest
No, we're trying to get shit off our chest. That's first and foremost for me.
and then make money?
And then make money. I mean,
We're not
hey, if
hypocrites.
it happens all at once, the sooner the better. Hey, why not? I mean, if it's there,
Yeah,
would you deny it? Would you reject it? No.
right.
You'd
Of
take it.
course.
I
Of
would.
course not.
I'd be
But I
pretty
guess,
stupid.
yeah, no, but that's just my long meandering monologue answer to is it too late?
Right.
It's like basically, yeah, it could be, but when would we have done it? Like yesterday, 10 years ago? What could we have been talking about 10 years ago?
Right.
Uh,
I don't know. That makes
right?
sense. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I definitely agree with you.
And even if we said, yeah, it's too late, so what are we going to do? Rewind time and then go back to, oh, wait, we should have started 10 years ago.
Right. Should we just sit down there and just cry about it? I don't know. I mean,
You know my saying in life, better late than never,
touche.
or better to have What I am worried about is not is it too late.
Right.
On the flip side, maybe it's are we doing it
Too
too
fast.
soon, too
Yeah.
fast, too soon, and at the same time, are we going to regret it? Because
Right. That's actually
once we put it out there, dude,
we can't put it back. We can't take it back.
yeah, you can't put the toothpaste back into the. So how do they say that?
You can't
You
put the
can't.
cap back in.
Yeah, you can't. Anyway, so yeah, once it's out, I wasn't even kidding. Future employers, if they Googled my name or they stumble up, like,
Right.
who is this guy? I don't
Well, I
like
mean,
what he's talking about.
what else are you gonna do about it? I mean, there's nothing else we can do. It's already out there. Now the question is, do you really want to get it out there? Right?
Right.
I mean, I do. I'm definitely all in.
Sometimes I don't, but if you do put it out there, it's like just don't tell me.
What the? That's like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Exactly. That's the one. That's the only thing that I'm worried about doing it now. It's like, are people trigger happy as far as lawsuits are concerned? And
Well,
am I
it's not
going to
like
be
we're
shooting?
doing anything to like attack people. We're not even attacking people or anything. We're
And,
mostly just jiving off each other and like talking shit about each other.
and am I going to regret anything that I said? And that's the thing that I like about podcasts. It's like we can see how we used to think before, or if it's going to change anywhere down the future. Because none of this is we're just talking shit. None of this is like really written down
Right.
as this is my point of view. Like, for example, if I'm homophobic, I can be homophobic now, and then talking to you down the line, 1 year, 2, 3 years later, maybe my mind starts to open up. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
just as an example, or I'm not into drinking whatever,
Right.
but slowly I might have an appreciation for it because I'm talking to you about it.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm looking forward to the
What it
evolu-
actually or how it equates to your life, if it
yeah,
even does.
or to the evolution, or to the fact that okay, now we're doing this weekly. How is
Right.
this going to affect my life? In a sense that, oh, I'm doing this. I'm gonna be telling this to Jason on the podcast when we start recording.
And that's how I'm approaching this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
There has to be that outlet. And I mean, to me, so far, we've had like, what, 5 episodes? And so far, so good.
Or if something bad happens to me in the street, I'll be like, it's all right. I can talk about this on the podcast. This is content, baby, content.
Drama comes with better content no matter what. You
Right.
know? And if
So
it goes back to one of the questions that I had in regards to doing this podcast and right now. Like earlier, with everything that we discussed. So, did I overstep some kind of boundaries by acting too fast and trying to book a guest?
no.
You
I
don't think
want to
so?
be. I want to give you like an over the top answer and say, "Fuck you! Don't underestimate me." It's the same thing that I have with my kid. When I
How am I
separated,
underestimating you?
when I separated, I was worried that my kid's not going to be able to handle the separation, that kind of
Right.
thing. That's quite heavy and really personal.
Right.
But I also realized my kid is not stupid. I mean, he knows what's going on.
Right.
Why am I going to lie to him about it? Am I overstepping? Sorry if I'm taking it too personal, no.
No.
But am I overstepping his boundary slash quote unquote boundary for ruining his father image slash his family? I don't know if that.
That
I don't know
doesn't
if
even make sense to what I was trying to say or what I was trying to ask.
try to squeeze. I know it doesn't. I agree with you. It doesn't. I realized that after I said it. But try to squeeze it in. Okay, going back to your question, are you overstepping? No, because I can handle it.
Okay.
It wasn't something that I would have thought of,
Right.
or it wasn't something that. But I'm not insulted, or I don't feel.
Do you feel
Oh,
it's too fast, or do you feel like
I like the
we're
fact that you took the initiative. That's what I'm trying to get at,
okay? Good. That's good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sorry, long-winded answer and something personal came out again. But that's what it reminded me of. What I was trying to say about my kid was like I was agonizing, losing sleep, worried about what's going to happen psychologically, emotionally to my kid.
Right.
And then I meet up with him, try to see how he's really doing, listen to what he's saying, be in his world and be really interested.
Right.
He's doing fine. Maybe he's hiding it or whatever, but you can never really tell what's going to happen to a person.
Well,
Like with me.
especially with kids, though, every kid views certain things differently now that I mean, while they're still young, they don't, even though they might see it or think they know it, they don't properly understand it yet, unfortunately. But then again, there are those kids, and some of them that just mature fast and understands everything even
Yeah.
more than what you would like to think they understand.
So with my kid, he's 9 now. By the way, sorry I keep going back to myself,
No,
but
it's fine.
just to try to put a cap on that.
What's his name again?
Uh, his nickname is KF, Christopher
KF. Okay.
Francis. Yeah. So he's 9 now, and that's what I realized about myself. Not anything about my kid,
Right.
but it's like, I was. He's 9, but I'm sort of transitioning into that idea where he's trying to have a mind of his. He's starting to have a mind of his own.
Right.
And I realized as a dad, I could not step back, but at least step aside.
No, never step aside.
No, 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 but give him room. Give him
Correct.
space to have his own thoughts. And if he feels bad about it, he feels bad about it. I'm going to be there as his dad.
Right.
And yes, it's a negative situation, I realize. But the thing is, I also don't want to sugarcoat his world. I think that's even going to be a more of a disservice or more of I'm going to fuck him up even more if I pretend and act like everything's okay.
Right.
The more I'm going to damage him and the more I underestimate his abilities to understand and mature as a 9-year-old, quote unquote. So I realized that only when I stepped into it, only when I started getting into, that whole momentum of visiting him every week,
Right.
coming over, having to leave, blah, blah, blah. I realized like I'm underestimating my kid. I'm underestimating myself. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, again, the flip side would be like what? I'm going to pretend like everything's okay and stick around and for the quote unquote for the sake of the kid. I mean,
Well,
what's the
but
other?
at the same
what's the
time,
other choice?
you don't want to, by you not addressing it directly, is you sugarcoating it, no matter what. That's how it's going to come out.
Right.
And you
You're
don't want to
agreeing with
do
me.
that.
Yeah,
I
so
ag-
you're
I
agreeing with me,
agree
right?
with you to a certain extent. Not completely agree. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't see by you by you even simply thinking that you might be underestimating your child is an underestimation to itself because it shouldn't even be a question. You have to remember your son's only 9. He's still a kid.
Right.
And by you, even if you're just thinking it, I'm sure your mannerisms and your action is actually reflecting to it. and your son's gonna pick up on that. Most kids, they pick up more on what they see than what they feel, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So as far as what they see and what they feel, what he feels together with me, we're fine.
Right.
What I was just getting at is, for somehow it dovetails to your question about is this too late?
Right.
Is that yes, you can have all these ideas and worries when you're not in the picture,
Mhm.
and you're just thinking about and worrying about it, and you'll find out the truth once you're there. I think I'm just trying to be smart and
You know, I
segue
I just realized something about you. Um, w- w-
that I'm not
it's just
over my separation yet.
no, it's not that. You are an overanalyzer.
Ah,
You
right.
literally overanalyze a lot of situation that sometimes just needs to be let be. If that makes sense.
The thing that I kept reminding myself was this Bear Grylls quote that I got from his book, which he
Right.
actually got from his dad.
Okay.
And his dad basically says you never really know how steep a mountain is unless
You
you're
climb it.
there. Yeah, unless you're there
Right.
climbing it. But if you're like far away, you're analyzing, oh, that's too steep, it's not good enough, or it's too difficult. You never really know unless you're there. So that I think that's just where I'm getting at when it comes to, are we doing this podcast too late? You know, like we never know
Right.
unless we just climb it. If it's
Plus,
too
we never
late,
really tried it.
if it
You're right.
flops,
You're right.
who cares?
Yeah.
But like, what if we did it and it turns out it was good timing and it blows up, and then
Right.
would
Who
we
knows?
still would we still say, we did it too late, we should have done it 10 years ago?
Right. No, you're right. No, I agree. I definitely agree that it's better that we tried it anyway because we'll never know unless we try. Just like what Bear Grylls said that you'll never know unless you're there.
Yeah, I think it was more elegant. Like you never really know how steep a mountain is unless you stick your nose into it. Something like that.
Right. Right. I was just worried, because I took the initiative in regards to contacting those people,
All
hoping that
right, yeah.
somebody would get back, and somebody actually did.
Dude,
Which
like just throw spaghetti at the wall. I could take it. I like to think that I'm more mature than you think I am.
oh
So
no, I don't think that whatsoever. Well, listen, guys, we actually have to cut this off because this is
oh,
part one.
sorry, that's one of the things that I wanted to discuss with you off air about a while ago, is that we could just record it in such a way that we
It
could just
flows.
cut it. Like no, like we could just cut it. I could just edit it in such a way that it's not like, okay guys, we'll catch you on the next
Got
on
it.
the next. We could
Yeah.
just like splice the two, part one and part two, together
Uh-huh.
without any like cut in between.
Yeah. That works.
Um,
Okay, if that's the case, that's cool. We'll just
but
move it
that's
that
a
way.
lot of but that's a lot of extra work, though. I just shot myself on the foot saying that. I already regret it after suggesting it.
Right. Well, also, we could be multiplying these, and like, for example, this is supposed to be one episode that could end up to
Right.
three parts. We could
Right.
stretch it out to three episodes. No, I don't
Exactly.
want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Okay,
That's
we're gonna
horrible.
get cut off. I'll send you the link in
All right,
2 seconds.
we'll get back to you guys. I know. No, I was saying actually that being able to be following these guys through their everyday. Oh shit! Hold on. Sorry. Just following their everyday life. It's just why.
You're keeping me in suspense here.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was I saying?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening.
I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. I forgot. I forgot.
I'm
I,
seriously going to click on playing this recording as soon as it's done converting,
just
and I
to,
will listen to that last 10 seconds of
let's
what we were just
see.
talking about.
Let me see. I think I can play it now.
You were on a roll. That's a good sign. At least we forgot about the time.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
That's a good sign.
Hold on one second.
Are you trying to beat me to the recording?
Yeah. It's annoying me though.
Sige, sige.
So I
I'm
got it.
at
All
40,
right.
46%.
So I was basically saying that the big difference with how it is in the Philippines. Yes, it's out there for when you look for a job and whatnot, but in the Philippines, this is their job. What they do, they're vlogging and whatnot. I mean, I've seen so many of these people who some of them are one of these guys that I emailed or I told you was actually an executive at like ABS CBN. Not an executive, but he had a decent job. I think it was like a sound engineer or something, you know what I mean? With ABS
Oh.
CBN.
Oh,
And
okay.
now what he does is he's a full-time vlogger. He goes all over the country vlogging.
Oh.
Sometimes by himself, sometimes he's got an entourage with him, but the point is
Oh.
it allowed him to pursue that career, that lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's assuming that you're going to be able to pursue that lifestyle and get paid for it. What I'm worried about is applying for work and their decision will be based off of what they saw on social media. But at the same time, it's like
But what is
screw
there to
that. I mean,
be
if they
embarrassed about with this one? I mean, would
right,
you really be
exactly. That's what it is because they're eventually going to find out. So it filters out all the bullshit. If you don't like me and I don't, that means I don't like you. Also,
right?
I wouldn't want to work with you either because I
Right.
don't want to have to conform to your culture. It's like
So
maybe that's the
you're
confidence that you get
overanalyzing
off
your
of being
own.
40s.
You're overanalyzing your own issues insecurities in regards to possibly other people not seeing you the right way or how you want them to see you.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, you're right about that. But as I'm saying it, what I was saying is I also realized that it's better because it sort of fast forwards the relationship in a sense that if they find out about me on social media and this is how I talk or this is the way I am or these are my views,
Right.
then it filters out those people that wouldn't like me to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sort of fast forwards the getting to know you process
Right. Yeah,
of the
that's true.
relationship. So it saves up on time.
Plus, it's not like you're building up a persona. It's actually the real you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not building up this image or I'm not trying to protect this image because on the flip side, contrary to what I just said, I'm actually trying to discover what it is myself.
Right.
So I'm just part of the audience. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to produce this product that hopefully people will like.
that's true. It's more like, well, it's like an audiobook of our lives where hopefully people will like to listen to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, but I wouldn't call it an audiobook because when you say audiobook, it's already written down. This one is like
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
discovery slash exploration of the deep,
Exploration. Yeah,
dark secrets of Noel de la Rosa.
the inception to his mind. I don't know.
And if you judge a person through social media or just because of whatever you saw on social media, then that speaks
Of what kind
to
of a
whatever
person you
kind of
are.
person you are. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because I
So
mean, let's admit, and this is what most people don't realize. A lot of these people in their social media, just their TikToks or their Facebooks or whatever, they're doing that because they have to do that, not because
what?
they that's their real selves. They have to do it because most of these people that's their source of income. You know?
Yeah, but me the way I see it, it's more about because they enjoy doing it. So sometimes I get maybe the word is jealous, maybe the word is envy that you know TikTokers like to do the dance, but I don't like to do the dance.
Right.
So
It's a little awkward. I mean,
it's
I don't get it sometimes because you're in the fucking middle of the street and you're trying to dance, or there's like cars zooming by. Come on,
But that's
dude.
the thing. It's fun for them. I don't find it fun. But
Is it
but
is it fun if you get run over and you end up with like 100 stitches on your elbow? Come
on
on.
the flip side, ask them to be doing a podcast. They might not enjoy it.
Right. Touche. Touche.
To each
That
his own.
damn it. Would have been nice if my sound effect works.
Like that? Like what kind of sound effect do you
But like,
have?
woo, woo.
No, I got one for you. Golf clap.
Yeah. Hey. Hey, I play golf. Don't knock it. Or I try to at least.
I do too.
Oh, do you really?
I really like it. Yeah, it's very meditative.
Wow.
I
Okay.
was I was actually thinking about that yesterday. I took a walk with the dog, and
With a golf club.
then I was no. I sat down and I thought I'd do like a little meditation session at the park.
Yeah.
And going back to whatever feels natural for you, TikTok or podcast, whatever works. I was sitting, and I don't know if I was just making excuses for myself, but I felt like sitting around. I, 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 I might not be that sitting around doing nothing meditation kind of guy. I think I'm more of the walking the dog,
It's
taking a
just the whole
jog,
walking in general.
lifting a barbell type of meditator, like a motion in motion type of meditating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I completely
But
understand.
when I
I'm a
say
walker.
but when I say meditation, it's like you're thinking about nothing else but that specific activity.
Like, if you're walking, you're literally just thinking about walking.
Yeah, like a meditative walk.
Like,
Not I
am
need
I
to
going to
clear my
trip off
head
that
kind of
little
walk.
rock?
Huh?
Am I going to trip off that rock? Or am I going to step on that dog poop? Hmm.
Right. Because there's a totally different walk where I need to walk to clear my head because I got so much stuff going on and I want to think about my answer for the next angel investment that I'm getting into, or like your Barack Obama thinking it over if you're going to go run after Osama bin Laden.
Right.
That's a different kind of walk. That's not meditation. That's thinking walking.
That's like, yeah, that's like contemplating, thinking.
But if I'm walking and really feeling the shoes on my foot, really feeling the socks on on my feet,
Yeah.
and paying attention to my breathing, maybe that's the meditation kind of walking.
That's a
I don't
little
know.
weird. That's a little
Maybe I'm making
strange.
this up, but that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah, it's a little weird because I don't. I'm having a hard time relating because when when I walk, and the way I walk and meditate is I walk and I try to listen to nothing. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, same here.
Okay. All right. Well, never mind. I take that back.
No, but I totally relate with you though, but because there's also meditation where they're sitting down and there's the guided meditation. Like
I
they
can't do
actually
that.
hear someone.
Yeah, I can't do that. No.
I can't do that either. That's
That's
what I
to me.
mean.
That's not meditating. Meditating is supposed to be finding your own zen, your 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 innards, and all that stuff.
Yeah, or the way I would put it is just being in the moment. Because if you're walking around thinking, you're not being in the moment. You're trying to like decide on something, or you're trying to figure out what you're going to do for the next podcast. That's not
That's not really meditating.
right.
You know,
That's just what I wanted to get to. 'Cause how do we get into meditation? You mentioned something, and then I just shared about my walk yesterday.
golf.
But what? And then why did we get into golf?
I don't know. You said something about going for a walk, and oh no, because you said that golf was relaxing for you.
Because I reacted to you bringing up the fact that you play golf,
I think so. I lost
and
track, to be honest
and
with
then
you.
you were surprised that
And that you used
I
to play golf, or that
y-
you played golf, and then
yeah
you said golf is relaxing for me,
yeah, and then we got into meditation. But
and
why
then
did
you
you bring
started
up golf
talking
to
about
begin with?
walking around and thinking about nothing.
But why did you bring up golf to begin with?
I don't know. Forgot.
like
This
an
is
acid
going
trip.
really well. Really, really well. I'm not really sure, actually. Shit. I don't know. Forget. How did we get there?
Can I just say the echo on my headset or the delay on my headset and that guy knocking that wall outside my window is really distracting. So,
Yeah, well, maybe it's that one.
but
Shit.
right
How the
now,
hell did we get there?
how do we get to
Anyway,
golf?
whatever.
Golf
Whatever.
led to meditation, but why do we get to golf to begin with? Oh, we're talking about the vlogs
Yeah,
and insecurities.
something
And
like that. No, I don't know.
did you hear that wall?
Yeah, I just
It
heard
sounded like a
that.
wall just came down. Yeah. So
Is it,
they're
are they
tearing
building a
down the.
house or they're tearing
No,
it
no, no.
down or
They're
what?
tearing down the whole structure.
Why?
Maybe to rebuild.
Oh. You sent me a picture of your address. That's your apartment complex, right?
No, that's the building in front of me,
Oh,
or in front of our house. The
so
the the window that I'm hearing this guy knock down the wall is behind our house.
do you live in a house or in an apartment or what?
House.
Oh, okay.
What about you guys?
A townhouse, yeah.
Okay. Let's get back to the vlog before you fall asleep. I can see you yawning already.
Yeah, you on like one time. I've been up since like 5 o'clock, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, um, I wanted to ask actually. Make sure. No, okay. So it's the last thing I asked about this guest of ours is that make sure to watch a couple of episodes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that we don't, at least you don't look like you're a little lost when you're talking to him.
Of course.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous though. Like I don't know how to approach it with him. He's he's a little awkward sometimes when you watch him. I just feel like sometimes he's a little awkward, but in a good way. In a good way.
I don't know if this is going to help us get back to why we started talking about golf, but I was trying to tell you a while ago that my $1 million question to the guy, or the question I'm dying to ask is, about that vulnerability. Like,
Yeah.
why? Because for me, like, normal instinct is to sort of keep it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, but if you're in that kind of position though, it all depends on how comfortable you are as well, you know? I mean, obviously he was comfortable enough and he wanted to have full transparencies with his audience, not exactly fans or anything, but with his audience, and he wanted to share it. More power to him. I wish I could do something like that. I can't. I don't have the balls to do what he did. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean it's scary. I mean, I'm sure we all have imperfections in our life, or we all have things that we wish we can change about ourselves. But to publicly express it, to publicly man, I don't know. It's a scary thing.
I'll say something about that. That's how I felt when I got all the video gear, I got all the equipment
Right.
ready to go, and I'm like, now what? And I knew that the content or the substance or the depth of the video, the vlog, it needs to be honest and true. And
Right.
people's bullshit meter, as mine, it's not going to stand for any bullshit like that. I mean, that's really the currency of the world that we live in now,
Right.
is to be transparent and honest about it. And I knew that getting into it, and I was like, fuck, now what? And that was really, and I'm
I'm
still going through it now. Like, it's still really
well, I think
frustrating.
it's self-doubt, you're still questioning if and a big part of it that it seems like you're still questioning, am I really getting into it? Am I going to commit to it? At least to me, that's how I feel like you're looking at it as, which is why you're questioning it, you know? I could be wrong.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Now I have an idea to, cause yesterday on the dog walk, which I didn't tell you, I was actually vlogging. I was actually recording shit to myself,
Right.
but without the intention of putting it publicly,
Yeah.
publishing it. Maybe that's a little something that we can do for our audience here, is to, put a little link at the description of this video, and then you could check. Anyway, so it's like a little secret
Yeah. So
vlog.
just
No,
to
but what I wanted
pause
to
real
say
quick,
was maybe I'll share it
he's
with you,
going
and then you
to
let me know if it's
Noel's.
worth.
Noel's gonna put a link at the description with whatever video that he was trying to put out, and he's gonna put that up, no matter
Or
what.
not, or not. But that's what I wanted to throw at you. Maybe I'll put it up there and ask you if it's something just keeping to myself. Yeah, that's a little too much. Maybe you shouldn't be talking about that. Or no, it's good. What if you got nothing to worry about?
Right.
Oh,
I mean, as
maybe
long as
I'm
you're not saying anything negative about others.
I am. Oh yes, I am. Oh
Oh,
yes, I am.
oh my God! I got a ton of questions all of a sudden.
It is juicy.
See. So again, that link's going to be right here. Click on it, and then he's gonna tell you everything.
So there, that's just my dilemma. It's like, okay, be honest, but how honest? I could never like figure out the balance between, or even word it in such a way that it's not incriminating or
The
damaging.
thin, the thin line, babe. It's a thin line. I mean, only you can figure that out.
So that's the part that I have a lot of growing up to do.
Right.
I brought that up hoping that it would kind of help you remember what we were talking about, why we got into golf, why you brought up
I don't remember. I don't remember. I have no idea.
all that effort for nothing.
Yeah. Again, that link's going to be down here. So, anyway, what do you have in your bullets right now? Did you have
I'm
anything
done,
else?
man. Floor
Uh,
is yours. I'm done. I'm gonna dig into my tuyo
no, you're
and
all good. Now, we went through everything in my list already. So, I think we should call it the night.
I'm gonna rewind this tape, this recording, and try to figure out why
We
or
got
how we got into
sidetracks.
golf,
Yeah.
and that's what we're gonna talk about on the next episode for sure. For sure.
A show on Sunday. Sunday. Or Saturday, actually. Sunday,
We
your time.
record on Sundays, but when is it up? When are we obligated to publish? Once we start deciding to
As long as
publish
it's
this
within
shit.
the next week.
No, but what day of the week is it gonna come out?
It
Is
depends.
it
You're the one
because
editing your side.
no, because no, then I need a deadline is what I'm saying, because
Oh,
when you put this up, whatever platform it's on, you can schedule it. It doesn't come out. It doesn't
Tuesday?
have to come out like on the moment that you upload it.
Right. I need to figure out. And to be honest with you, well, we'll talk about this part outside of the recording. I
Yeah.
don't,
So just for transparency, we're recording this on Sundays, Philippine time,
or Wednesdays. Or
or
Thursday, I'm sorry.
Wednesdays or
Thursdays. Thursdays.
Thursdays. And see, that's where it gets confusing. So we're recording this, and then
W-
it'll take
Let
about
me,
a week for it to come out, or so.
okay, let me simplify it. So we're recording Thursdays and Sundays every week, Philippine time. Okay?
Okay.
Don't need to worry about my time. Who cares? We're following your time frame. So we're recording on Thursdays and Sundays. And
You're
then
telling me that, or you're telling the audience that?
I'm telling both of you, all of you. And
Because
it's gonna come out
it
on
doesn't
the
matter
next
to
week.
the audience when we're recording it. What matters is when is it going to come out.
That's a good point. I don't know. What do you think? Tuesdays and Saturdays?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just
Well,
pick an arbitrary number, and then if it doesn't work, we just
yeah, you know
adjust
what?
it.
No, that's work. So since we're recording on Thursdays and Sundays, it should come out on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Boom. Decided. Look
Okay.
at that. Yes?
All right.
Decided. Good. Tuesdays and Saturdays.
How about just wrapping up your thoughts about the vloggers that you have a man crush on?
Yes.
Uh,
So, I'm there. There's no specific date yet or time
no, no,
when
no. Sorry,
this.
sorry. That's the technicalities
Ah,
for that. But as
what are you talking
far
about?
as because parang nabitin ako, you shortchanged me with what
Oh,
you were saying about their vulnerability, sharing their lives, and changing your life in the process because you were following them.
yeah. It's just the way they opened themselves up for the world to see their everyday life. Including and not limited to or including ridicule. Because I'm sure not every comment that they get is all positive. That's one of the
Did
beauty of these guys too. The positivity that they spread out to anybody is amazing. I've never heard of it, really. I've never experienced anybody be so positive about almost every little thing. Even the worst things that they could probably think of. And with our guest, with his darkest time, which was from what he said is one of the worst things that happened in his life or part of his life, he's able to experience and discover the positive out of it. And that's amazing. You know, it's not an easy thing to do. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is these guys have helped me try to discover the simplicity of life. They've allowed me and given me direction to follow
in
um, about
in
how.
terms of what? Give me an example. Like, are you talking about flushing the toilet with
No, in life in general, directions, being able to think positively, being able to um, properly not analyze things, put things into perspective. You know what I mean? Uh,
I mean, which
kasi
way, which
sa mga
direction were
tao
you
naman
going before
kasi,
that?
to all of us, if you think about it, the way we think about things, sometimes a lot of time we overcomplicate it. And it makes it more difficult to make a decision with anything that we have to do. But if you just simplify every little aspect of what you're trying to do, well, everything is just simpler
Are
and
you
you're
saying that
happy.
you were like that before you watched them? That you were overthinking everything?
I was overthinking everything, everything. What people think about me bothered me. My appearance, my lifestyle, my choices and what I do. It's affected me bad. I had to simplify my life, you know?
How did they? How did they change your mind? Like, was it a lecture, or how did it?
How did it
How,
happen for me with them?
how was the seed planted in your head?
Just watching them go through it. Really. I mean, not everybody they didn't just go through the good parts. They showed the bad parts. Not like super bad, but obstacles happen in their life and they chose to take a path or go with a path that would make things more simpler. But at the same time, making solutions to whatever the problems may be. One of the biggest problems that we all have is we think we can solve everything right there and then. No, that's never going to happen. It may temporarily find a solution, but to fix it, it takes time.
I have a feeling we're going to be pissing people off if we don't tell, at least tell like a list of these vloggers that we're talking about,
I
man. We'll be
don't know. I don't want to yet. Not yet. Not yet. We can't. Not yet.
you
Not
can't
yet.
like bring it up and not close the you can't open the door and not close it, man.
Not yet. We can't.
Can we have a rule like that on this podcast? Like, don't
Okay. We
what
we
don't pabitin, and it's like don't put a carrot on a stick in front of me and tell me that I can't.
you can't chase after it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but we can't though. I mean, I don't. No, 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 no. I don't want to. Not yet. Not yet. We'll announce it once. I want to ask him if it's okay to announce it ahead of time.
No, we're not announcing that he's going to be a guest. We're just talking about your interest. If he becomes or any one of these guys will be a guest, That'll just be a surprise.
Right.
To
Well,
me, it'll be a
right. I know.
surprise.
Well, what do you mean my interest with them?
Yeah, we're just talking about like who are these guys that we are aspiring to talk to, hoping to talk to in the future. But there's no promise that they're not obligated to make a promise
Oh,
to.
absolutely. No, no, I know that, but I don't want to just throw their names out there, thinking, especially our guest, right? I don't want to throw his name out there without asking permission yet. You know what I mean? Let me ask
But that's what I mean. You're thinking in terms of throwing his name out there as a guest.
because he is a guest.
No, I'm asking you to throw these people's names out there just to give me and the rest of the audience, listeners,
I don't want to
lurking
yet. No, no, no. That's the same thing of me throwing it out there
to have an idea on who or what the
over there.
fuck you're talking
Right.
about.
They're just gonna have to listen on the next episode.
That's it. I'm out. I don't want to listen to these guys anymore. Pabitin masyado. It's like, you fucking asshole.
Well,
I listened to your podcast for 20 minutes and you're going to tell me that you're not going to tell me who you're talking about?
right.
Fuck you.
So, you really think I should say who it is now that we're trying to get on?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you really think I should say who it is that I am trying to get on now? Like, say it now.
Just not one person. Tell me a whole handful of people.
Okay.
Don't
So
tell me
the
who
the
you're
three
talking
that I
to.
told you, at least.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm getting at.
Okay. So I reached out to.
Wait, hold on. Somebody's trying to talk to me at the same time while I'm recording. Do you mind? I'm actually doing a. Just walk over there and get it.
Pinagalitan.
She's she's talking to me like I'm talking to my grandma or something. Jeez.
Is she trying to listen to what we're talking about?
No, she doesn't care about what we're doing.
Oh, come on. I mean, I'd like my wife to care about what I'm doing.
She thinks that I'm just catching up with an old uncle.
Does she know that you're recording a podcast at least?
She knows that we're recording a podcast, but she thinks that we're just talking to my uncle.
What the fuck? I'm an uncle?
It's like, so now I'm bothering her because I'm talking too much. So she needs to get a headset.
Okay. That's well, you can't really bitch about it, okay? Because she brought you food.
I'm the one that said we're just talking casually, right? So,
Yeah.
and that's right. I can't really bitch about it because she brought me food.
There you
Okay,
go.
let's wrap it up. 10 minutes.
All right. So I reached out to these people who have really been part of my, I don't know, the last 3-4 years, basically. I reached out to Becoming Filipinos Kyle Jennerin, Boy First Time, who I don't even know his real name, to be honest with you. And also Anselm, better known as Commander Daot.
So I checked these guys out, and video wise, as in just speaking technical or videography wise or
Right.
editing wise, the
Right.
pacing and everything, I really liked it. I mean, I'd like to think that I have a critical eye for it because I make videos myself. So,
Right.
because there's some people that do videos a different way where they just really don't care for pacing or editing or audience retention or whatever, and people are
And these guys are
watching
good.
by the million, watching by the millions.
Yeah.
So anyway, even with me with my critical eye about it, I enjoyed it, which is the reason why I wanted to force you to mention their names because they are good.
Yeah.
So
It's
whether we
really
have
good.
them, whether we have them on as a guest or not,
Right.
which will be a great honor, is regardless. We want to name drop them because we want people to check out
These people.
these people, their content, because it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
no pressure
Commander
for them to
Daot
be
is
guests,
the first
but
one to reply, and I am ecstatic to say that, yeah, there's a very, really good possibility that he's going to be coming into the show and we can interview him, you know?
So
He,
now you crossed the line. That's crossing the line because you specifically said who exactly it is now that replied.
correct.
Now, now there's more pressure. I just wanted you to give him a handful, not specifically tell who replied.
Screw that. We don't have time. We're at the age now where we got to go.
When you're in, you're all in, huh?
Exactly. You know?
Yeah. So
So,
yeah,
yeah.
if he finds the time and he can do it, that'd be great. But if he doesn't, no
It's
worries.
still, there's no harm, no harm, no bad feelings whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we'll see how this story goes because if he does show up and he does give us the time of day, lesson learned. Like you don't have to have a episode or your brand established yet before you can start inviting people to be on your show because we don't
Exactly.
even have anything published yet. So
Yeah.
as we speak, as we're recording this,
We will soon. We will. Very, very. Probably, hopefully, next week we'll have at least the first episode up. Right?
is it too late to back out?
No, I mean, if you want me to edit it, I'll edit it. That's fine.
No, that's the whole idea, man. I don't want anything edited out.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And if we are editing anything out, just like what you did now by name dropping that specific person that you are
We're gonna.
emailing,
I think we're gonna have to edit that out or bleep it at least.
I no, I mean I'll be the one to edit you out
Saying it.
while we're doing it.
N-
Yeah, in real time and in the recording. So what I'm saying is, if I say anything that's incriminating, you better be up on your toes as well.
Yeah, that's true. But how do I
So
do that? We'll figure that out. But are you able to? You're gonna edit this one out because I think you need to bleep that name out.
you think?
Yeah.
I have no trouble not editing it out. I don't think he's going to hate us for it.
Okay. All right. As long as we're on the same page, we're fine.
The only reason why you would edit it out is because you divulge the information that
Might
you
not
got this
happen.
man crush on this guy.
I don't have a man crush on this guy for crying out loud. He's a nice guy. He's a married guy.
No, but you know what I mean. I'm just playing with you, but you
I
know
know.
what I mean. That you were trying to get this guy on the podcast, on the show, which is fine.
Yeah.
And if he
Absolutely.
says no,
It's
there's no
okay.
what we if we did what we do need to edit out is this guy's an asshole because he emailed me and he didn't show up and blah blah blah.
That's something that you did.
Yeah, but if you are just expressing your intentions to the audience and your hopes and dreams
Then it's fine.
for
It's no big deal.
it's
Yeah.
fine. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Right.
But if we start talking shit about the guy or we start complaining about him,
Well, we're not gonna do that because we don't have a reason to, and
because
I
we're
don't
old
think
enough, because we're
yeah.
in our mid 40s, that's why.
Exactly. Well, that being said, I think it's time to wrap it up. So we are literally running out of time. Again, thanks for listening to the episode. Again, we title is The Flip Side with Jay and Noel.
And that was the 5th episode.
Yes.
5.
Episode 5, right? Is it 5? 6.
5. Part 2 of 5.
Part 2 of 5. Yeah. All right. Good night, guys. We'll see you till the next time.